He was 43 years old, a husband, a father, and a man who had lost his faith years ago. Life had hardened him. Bills, work, illness. He said, prayer didn't work anymore. One night, his heart simply stopped. At 2:47 a.m., in a small hospital room in Ohio, the monitors went flat. Doctors rushed in. They tried everything. But after 11 minutes, they stopped. And in that moment, the moment the body gave up, his soul opened its eyes. He says it was like falling through silence. No sound, no fear, no darkness, just weightlessness. Then came a light, not blinding, but alive. A light that pulsed, breathed, and seemed to know him. He tried to speak, but there were no words, only thoughts. And the light answered, not with sound, but with love. The first thing he heard was his name. Not shouted, whispered with infinite gentleness. Michael. He turned, and there stood a man, or what looked like a man, radiant, calm, eyes full of eternity. And somehow he knew. It was Jesus. He says, when he looked at me, every question I had ever asked vanished. There was no need for answers, only peace. Jesus said, your time is not finished, but before you return, you must see what is coming. Then, like a curtain pulling open, the light shifted, and he was standing above the earth. He saw storms, oceans roaring, cities trembling, not from war, but from awakening. And Jesus spoke again. The world will not end in fire or flood, but in forgetting me. Jesus showed him 3 moments that would prepare the world for awakening. The first sign, he saw the sky filled with light, but not from the sun. People looked up, confused, afraid, yet drawn to it. Many will see, Jesus said, but few will understand. The second sign, he saw hearts turning cold, families divided, people scrolling endlessly through their devices, unable to feel, unable to love. The noise of the world will drown out my whisper, Jesus said, but I will speak again through silence. The third sign, he saw a great stillness. Screens went dark, the air was quiet, and in that silence, people began to pray again, not out of fear, but out of longing. Then, Jesus said, you will know that the time of awakening has begun. Michael fell to his knees. He said, Lord, is this the end? Jesus smiled. No, my child, it is the beginning, the moment of choice. 2026 will be the year when hearts will be divided, fear or faith, light or dark. Every soul will feel the pull, but love will guide those who listen. He showed Michael people lighting candles in the dark, one then another, until the world glowed again. He said, when one heart believes, 1,000 hearts awaken. Then Jesus touched his chest, and Michael felt warmth flood through him. Like every regret, every sin, every wound was washed clean. Suddenly, everything began to fade. The light dimmed, the warmth pulled away. He cried out, please don't leave me. And Jesus said, you must tell them, not what you saw, but what you felt. Tell them that I am still here. Then, darkness. A gasp. The sound of machines screaming back to life. Nurses shouted, we've got a pulse. 11 minutes had passed. He opened his eyes, and the first word he whispered was, light. Months later, when he recovered, Michael wrote down everything. Page after page filled with words he said weren't his own. At the top he wrote, it's not the end, it's the awakening. He said he no longer feared death, because he had seen what waits beyond it. Not punishment, not emptiness, but unending love. Now, every night before bed, he lights a candle and prays, Jesus, let me be part of the light. And maybe if you're hearing this right now, that same light is calling you too. Because sometimes heaven doesn't shout. It whispers through the story you needed to hear today. Comment, Jesus opened my eyes. Subscribe for more real stories of heaven and awakening. Share this message because someone you love might need to hear that it's not too late.